Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for coming in to join me on this live. I'm David Robinson. I'm the father of geologist Daniel Robinson. Here again tonight to talk about my son and his case, as well as to talk to you guys about this fast and prayer today. You guys have joined in the fast and prayer with me. I really appreciate that. You guys who have been able to do so. Um, we fast and prayer and pray in many ways, and I think all of us doing something collectively together makes a big difference in the world. You guys, I do believe in prayer. Prayer changes things. It increases our faith. Faith is an action word, so I definitely have faith that I will be bringing Daniel home one way or the other. God would bless me to be in the right place at the right time when it needs to be so. It's been almost 2 years since my son had went missing, but I still have that faith that today is the day that I get closer to those answers. So, again, thank you guys so much for coming in this evening. I will be, like I said, talking about the fast and prayer as well as the mail-in protest and and answer some of your questions. Still working on some changes onto this channel to make it, like I say, more inclusive to families. I would like to have more families involved in bringing their stories on this channel to help get their word out. And you guys play a part on that too. If you like, share, subscribe to this channel, whether you plan to come back or not, it would definitely help this channel grow to get to a point where I can get Daniel's story out a lot farther, as well as helping other families. So again, thank you guys for coming in this evening, and I'll see you on the other side.
Daniel Robinson went missing 4 months ago. This is the last photo his family has of him. He's a 24-year-old geologist, last seen leaving his job site in Buckeye, Arizona.
As the Gabby Petito homicide case garners national attention, another young person has been missing for nearly 3 months, and his family is desperate to find him. 24-year-old Daniel Robinson, a geologist, was last seen on the morning of June 23rd, leaving his work site in the desert of Buckeye, Arizona.
David Robinson had only one thought on his mind as he drove the nearly 1,800 miles from his South Carolina home to Phoenix.
I had to find my son. And I'm currently looking for him. Thank you guys for coming in this evening. I'm David Robinson, the father of geologist Daniel Robinson. Thank you again. I really appreciate everybody who's showing up on this evening to show support. Of course, this channel is dedicated to giving information about my son's case, as well as make sure his name and his story stay out there, so this case would not become a cold case. As you guys know, my son Daniel went missing on June the 23rd of 2021. My family and I, we want my son to get back home, back to our family. We want him back home with us. My fight for my son has been going on for nearly 2 years, and we haven't gotten all the answers we're looking for, but we have got some answers, you guys, towards what happened to my son on June 23rd. And why he is not been found just yet. Of course, you guys, I'm going to continue to fight. But as you guys know, my son is a native of South Carolina. Of course, he went to the College of Charleston in Charleston, South Carolina. He graduated with a degree in geology. He took that degree, of course, into Phoenix, and it started with a company called Matrix New World. It's also called Matrix Southwest Groundwater. They hired him on as a field geologist, and also is called a hydrogeologist. Job is very important. But tonight, I want to make sure that I will be answering some of your questions as well. But I want to talk about, like I say, this fast and prayer this evening. I really appreciate you guys. Every month that's closer to the date of the 23rd, we have the fast and prayer for Daniel. That fast and prayer, like I said, it helps out, you guys. A lot of times, right after the fast and prayer, I see things happening, some unexpected things happening. I have not found Daniel yet, but I was able to do some other things, you guys. And I'm telling you, sometimes tragedy, in the midst of tragedy, something could come out of that that's helpful for other people as well as help me. Because it encourages me when I get to talk to other families, to engage with them and about how their experiences are, and then we're able to help each other. That's a blessing. Also receive a lot of blessings from, for instance, the Black and Missing Foundation. I really appreciate them for everything they have been doing from day one as well. That's a foundation that has been supporting my efforts when I was out in the desert, as well as spreading awareness about Daniel, and also currently been doing some things out in the public into their area. So I'm really, really appreciate each and every last one, everything they do on that side as well. All of you guys that have been doing things here on this channel, whether you're, like I said before earlier this morning, whether you're donating, whether you're spending your time, you're sharing Daniel's story, signing petitions, passing out flyers. I mean, it's everything. Everything means a lot. You guys you guys praying for me, giving me some encouragements as I'm doing things like this Q&A. It's not easy, you guys. Sometimes I'm talking on here. It's not easy. It's filled with a lot of emotions, especially coming up to this 2-year mark. Yesterday was the year and 11th month mark. And, I can't tell you, you guys, it's not easy all the time to try to keep a smile on your face. It's not easy to even want to be out in public. I have yet to be able to stop and really grieve that my son is missing, because you know what? I keep having faith every day. Somehow, some way, a miracle will happen, and I will eventually find my son. And I know I feel like I'm gonna find him alive and well. It's just a matter of time to find out what happened, who's involved, or whatever the case may be. But we're gonna make sure that I bring my son home to his family, his mother, his siblings, and his grandparents, his friends, and myself, definitely. and just make sure that do everything we can to help them rebuild and get things back. So, of course. And I want to start off, like I say, you guys, about this information on the fast and prayer. Um, what I do is every month around this time, I have to do a fast and prayer. And what I started off with a prayer in the morning. You guys, if you came to the live this morning, you see I did a prayer to start it off, to kick it off. We go through the day with the fast and prayer, and then here on the evening prime time, that's when I do a prayer to end it. So, like I said, those who want to continue on, thank you so much. But I definitely won't be here until the rest of the remainder of the evening. So I will do the prayer now. So if you guys want to bow your heads with me or close your eyes in prayer with me, I really appreciate it. Heavenly Father, I thank you for a full day. Thank you for your many blessings. Thank you, God, for being God and watching over us, being a just God. I really thank you, Heavenly Father, for all your goodness and all your mercies. Thank you for, like I said, giving us guidance. Thank you for the families, comfort them, that the ones that have missing loved ones, that 1,500 people go missing in this country every year. Comfort in their heart, giving a lot of them answers. Thank you for blessing that some return home safely. I really appreciate that, Lord. Thank you so much for blessing these families, like I said, with this guidance, and blessing me with the guidance and leading me in the right places. Also, those families who listen to me right now, leading them to the right places. Let the help come to them, all the resources they need. Let law enforcement hand work for them on their behalf. Thank you, Heavenly Father. I really appreciate that, and thank you for this day, bringing us to unity, bringing us together, and with one mind, one accord, in one place. I thank you, Heavenly Father, for that. Those who are listening, who do not have missing loved ones, but have other things, Lord, that you are aware of, that they have standing in need of in prayer, and they're looking for answers, or they're looking for a way out of a situation. They look for a blessing. They look for healing. Ask your Heavenly Father to bless them as well. Thank you, Heavenly Father. Bless you for all things. Amen. All right. Thank you guys for joining in prayer with me. I truly appreciate each and every last one of you who have been participating in the fast and prayer for Daniel. Again, the fast and prayer for Daniel is not exclusively just saying a fast and prayer for Daniel is just for my family, as if we're the only one that's going through this situation, because there's thousands of people that go over, like I say again, every day, and there's thousands and more people um, who have yet to find their loved ones. So pray for them as well. I like to call Daniel the America's son, because it's just a example of what happens in this country. A lot of times, people of color, for instance, don't get that same urgencies that you see in some of those in the media coverage, as for instance, is things like that. So it's different angles you can look at Daniel's case and see, it's a type of shadow of things that happens out in the street, happen out in this country, as in also for everybody. That it's ridiculous for it to be 2023 and we have the technology that we have, and we actually have missing persons in this country. That is terrible. I think that when I say it's terrible, it's not. You can't prevent people going missing, but you definitely can stop those people not being found. And I really believe that if those urgencies are there from every case, I know it's a workload, but that's the reason why I think, in my opinion, and what I'm fighting for, you guys, and I've been fighting for this for a while when I started my petition, is that try to get these agencies to have an agency within agency to handle just that, handle missing person cases. States like California, here in Arizona, as well as Alaska, and some of these other states that have high rates of missing person cases. All states, but mainly those who have those high rates of missing person cases should have those departments within the department that are dedicated to nothing but finding missing people, utilizing these technologies I know out there. I talked to some people who have technology they utilize daily to locate people in different scenarios and situations. Those same technologies could be used to find missing persons in these missing persons cases. We look at indigenous women, how rapidly they go missing, and nobody's saying anything. You don't see it in the news. You don't hear about the coverage of it. So you think about that. Like I was saying, say certain segments of the population, some of those things that go ignore, you will not even hear it at all. So we're gonna have to stop that and try to figure out ways to make sure this is being stopped in this country. So that's one thing I'm really advocating for. So again, I want to appreciate. I appreciate. I said it, you guys. You hear me. Appreciate you guys all the time because I really do. I want to go to the comment section and reach out to as many people as I can. Tracy, thank you so much for being here this evening to join in on this live. Also, Gina, thank you so much again for you being here. I truly appreciate you as well and everything you do. Catering, thank you, Catering Winch, thank you so much for being here. Still praying for Mr. Robinson for you and Daniel. Thanks so much. I really appreciate that. Beverly, oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate the super chat. God bless you for that. That's a wonderful thing. I truly appreciate your support. God bless you. Thank you again. Also, thank you, PM Channel. I truly appreciate. Hello, David, moderators in the chat. Thank you so much for being a part of this live and constantly supporting as well. And thank you, Catering Winch again. Thanks so much for praying for that the Maricopa County helps, and I really do too. I'm going to keep on doing what I do in the background, you guys, and hope that things come to pass. That and like I said, with you guys doing this mail-in protest to be that backing of everything I do in the background, you guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Excuse me again this morning, this evening. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm really tired this evening. I had a lot to do today. So if I sound like I'm tired, that I really am. I'm really pushing this evening. But thank you again. Thank you, Nissa. Thank you so much and I really enjoyed speaking with you today. Thank you so much for your help and everything that you're doing and you're constantly doing. I really appreciate you so much. Also, thank you. Let's see who else I have here. Oh, thank you. I see Aaron Chase. Thanks so much, Aaron, for being here. God bless you. I really, truly appreciate you and everything you do. Also, Neva, thank you again. Praying you find Daniel. I truly appreciate you so much. So again, you guys, thank you for coming in and your support. I want to talk to this again. I put this up, and those who come here constantly see these some of the things I put up all the time. I do that for those who have not, who's new to this channel and who may have not seen these things, and so the guys can know exactly what I'm doing. First, thank you T and Wildflower also for being here and your prayer support and everything you do as well in the background. I truly appreciate you. It'll go unnoticed everything you do. Thank you so much. Also with you, Aaron Chase as well. But yes, I want to talk about the mail-in protest, you guys, so it won't go too far from me. And those who may not know exactly how this works, I want to make sure I put it up here so you guys can, understand what's happening. And thank you for the just for Daniel, T and Wildflower. I definitely appreciate that. That's a hashtag we're utilizing while we're doing the mail-in protest. So thank you so much for putting that out. No justice, no peace, you guys. And that's what the thing that I was really hitting on, and the theme that's really going on right now. The things that I'm preparing and setting up in the background as well for my active approach to law enforcement. It may seem like I got quiet to them. I'm sure they think that. And I'm ready to get some things rolling really soon. And when it rolls, it's going to roll really fast. No justice, no peace mean that we demand action, you guys, and no justice, there would be no peace. We demand action, and we are the extended family. We are the grassroots that is driving everything that's happening. Also, no justice, no peace means that there can be no peace without justice. My son Daniel had been missing nearly 2 years. Like I say, you guys, yesterday being a year and 11 months, we're going closer to that 2-year mark, and I am trying to do everything I can to prevent that from happening. So no justice, no peace mean that there can be no peace without justice. I had to keep fighting for my son on his behalf to make sure he get the justice he deserves. My experiences while searching for my son, I have had to put on the investigator hat. I couldn't be a father just come and ask law enforcement to search for my son and have that total confidence that they were doing everything they can to find him. And you know, I had to leave my home in South Carolina to go out to Arizona to fight for my son, to go help law enforcement search for my son. That's exactly how things started off. But I had to also at the time put on the investigative hat. You guys know the first thing I did when I got to Arizona, outside of talking to Buckeye Police Department, is to have start my own investigation by uh, setting up a interview with the last person who said he's seen my son, and his name is Ken Elliott. You guys, the guy that works for Weber, who was out there in that desert. I did meet out with him, as you guys know, and that's where I had my pen and pad in hand. You guys seen those pictures that was taken on that day, and I wrote notes that I still have and go by. There's no mistaking what he said. I had witnesses there as well. We had the pictures there and the things that I have turned over to the Buckeye Police Department that went ignored to this date. I do have those things. That was part of my investigative. So I said, put my investigative hat. Also, would go out into that desert, that Sonoran desert, almost daily, you guys, with binoculars in my hand. I wanted to go out there in my car, in that terrain. I didn't know anything about the desert terrain in Arizona. I knew about the one in Afghanistan. And in Afghanistan, we had this thing we call moon dust. The dirt is, sometimes you walk and you can sink down into the dirt and come up to knee high almost. So I know the dangers of the desert. I've been through heat training in the military. So I know some of the things that you just don't play with when you're not really understanding the terrain and what's really going on in the area. So I had advice by the Buckeye Police Department not to go out there by myself. And whenever I wanted to go, let them know so they can know that I'm going out there or what the case may be. So instead of putting myself in harm's way, though I really wanted to, I was really desperate. I was going out there every day, almost standing at that gate on Sun Valley Parkway with my binoculars, hoping I could see Daniel from a distance and then try to help him go rescue him, wherever the case may be. I got the only thing that was holding me back, was keeping me from my son, was that desert terrain. So I put everything I can, and I put my search hat on. I reached out to people that I didn't know. I didn't know anybody in Arizona outside of my daughter, who lived in Phoenix at the time, and try to find someone that could help me learn more about the terrain in Arizona, in that Sonoran Desert, as well as find someone who is familiar with that area, who've been out there, who know the terrain, et cetera, et cetera. And I was able to do that by working really hard on social media, putting information out. I started pleasehelpfinddaniel.com. That was the first website I started immediately when I got out to Arizona, to put Daniel's information out to the public. And people did start responding, and that's how I started getting my searches together with one person that I met, and he and I started. He utilized his skills about that desert. He lived out there in Buckeye, and you know, put some things together and got searches going. Started search for Daniel.org that handled the search. And then from there, of course, search for Daniel.org. If you guys use it right now, it ain't gonna do nothing but redirect you back to pleasehelpfinddaniel.com, because I think that one website does it. But anyway, I had to start. I put my search hat on and did the searches for Daniel. It was an urgency thing, you guys. The first part of that search was to rescue Daniel. We have people out there. We was out there. I'm telling you guys, from the goal was to have people out early as possible, 5:45 in the morning, and try to get everybody out by 10 or 11 in that morning. But people are so dedicated; they wanted to help, and we was out there sometimes to 4 o'clock in the evening, late. You guys, trying to rescue Daniel. Also, I had also with the search and investigative, had to follow leads and things like that. You guys, the search has also started my flyer distribution program. I called it the city search at first, and then I moved over to flyer distribution, and was more robust in getting information out there. So also I had to be an advocate for not only for my son but for others. Listen to families who came out to the searches, who have missing loved ones, and decided to come out and help me. A father who's been looking for his son. So you think about that, you guys. You have people that come out and they have missing loved ones of their own. You don't know until people tell you. You have a conversation with them, they tell you their stories. I could not be human if I did not respond to that, you guys. I want to help everybody as much as I can. And also, my wanting to help people came from my own experiences. You know, it was hell. I went through hell just to even get support from law enforcement. to this date. I went through hell trying to get the equipment and things I needed out there in the desert to do a proper search. I went through hell just to get answers and things that I was looking for, trying to get cell phone pings or this or that from law enforcement and couldn't get it. So, of course, I want to make sure no family go through the same thing I have gone through. So whatever I learned from a little bit of time, I want to make sure I share that with families as I meet them. Hey, look, you got to miss a loved one. This is what you should do first. One of the things I do tell people now is the first thing you do is make sure your person name is out there. Start a family website like I did. PleaseHelpFindDaniel.com. Start a family website. Get that information out there very fast. Get the public's attention, because when you get the public's attention, that's when you get the resources coming in and people that want to help. If you got searches, people want to come help. They want to come out and help search and stuff like that. So it's very important. I think one thing I learned in the military is communication is key. So to get anything done, you have to communicate. And communication, it was hard. I'll tell you guys, that's why I'm saying I'll have one thing I don't know if call it an advantage or not, but one thing was my training, my faith in God, first of all, and my training in the military. Put the mission first. When I was on the way to Arizona, that was in my mind. I said, you know what? I'm emotional. I love my son. I'm heartbroken, scared, and worried what happened to my son. I wouldn't get into Arizona fast enough, traveling that long, almost 3,000 miles away. And, traveling from South Carolina like that. I made Daniel my mission. One thing we learned in the military, put the mission first. And that's what I did. Put the mission first. And that's my son. Never leave a fallen comrade. And my son is my son, and I'm not leaving him. So I put all of that together to keep me in a place like I am today, to make sure I'm not in an emotional wreck, and that I can be effective for my son. It's not easy. Don't make things easier, but it helped me got to a point where I was able to do what I need to do to get things started. So like I said, get that website first. Make sure you reach out to the public. Social media is one of the things I've worked on. Social media after I did everything today, the last thing I did in my hotel room was, first of all, thank everybody that I can. I mean, everybody, literally go through each message that I have and thank everybody who's been coming out and leaving me messages or whatever. And also pushing out information, reaching out. I mean, I'm just emailing everybody, not emailing, but inboxing everybody, putting out posts and looking at celebrities, for instance. And one thing you can do, you guys, celebrities, sometimes like on Twitter, you can't send them a message, but you can see their friends a message. You look at some of the ones who do not have the blue star and who are a blue check mark, who are friends with these celebrities without the blue check mark. And those are a lot of times our family and friends. That's who you hit up. Just keep hitting them up. And they'll eventually say, hey, like they did, like Joy Reid for NSNBC, family member did, a friend did. Hit him up, and he brought it to her attention, and they reached out to me. So that's how things can happen, you guys. You work out just that way and push that stuff kind of hard, push it hard, and you may not get sleep, but just push it really hard. So again, I put search hat, advocacy hat on, and I feel that because I feel that law enforcement has failed in my family and me at the beginning. You guys, they failed. That caused me to go out to Arizona faster than I would. Don't get me wrong. If the Buckeye Police Department did everything right at the beginning, and they said your son is missing, but we just haven't found him just yet. We out here looking. I know they're really looking and doing some things, you guys. I still would have been heading to Arizona, but it wouldn't have been that fast thing from somebody saying me running out in my vehicle without thinking and started heading out to Arizona, trying to get out really fast because they saying they're not going to search for him. He's a grown man. He could disappear if he wants to. Nobody didn't tell them that. But that was the assumptions that caused my son to continually be missing today. And I really believe that. Also, the effects of injustice, you guys, again, injustice creates anger, frustration, and a sense of powerlessness. It can lead to unrest, social unrest, and protest. Let's work towards this justice for Daniel and, get law enforcement, get these agencies to give Daniel the justice he deserves, put a fresh eye on this case. This case needs a fresh eye. the Buckeye Police Department has failed. Like I said, they have not brought anything closer. They have failed. Because law enforcement was slow to act initially, Daniel remained missing. Like I'm saying, guys, the slow movement of Tempe Police Department didn't want to go do a welfare check. They sent me over to the Buckeye Police Department to put in a missing person report for the welfare check and the missing person report. They point me out that direction. When they get to Buckeye, they did not immediately do that welfare check, you guys. They told me I had to wait 12 hours before I can report. I had to hang the phone up and call back when the 12-hour time was up. Just do it. So those are wasted time, you guys. And then once we got the report in, the Buckeye Police Department took almost 3 days to do their first initial search. Their first search. Now, them guys will try to trick you guys with word games. I was on a phone call with Officer Cruz. I have recorded calls as well. They did not go. Do not look at that police report when they say we were searching the area that night on June the 23rd when he went missing. That is a lie. I won't say they didn't search the area, meaning they didn't go into the desert. You guys don't let them twist you up and say, oh, they was out and did a desert search that night. They did not. I was on the phone with Officer Cruz. We talked all night. They went up and down Sun Valley Parkway. I didn't know what Sun Valley Parkway was at that time, but they was going up down the Sun Valley Parkway. Hindsight, I know Sun Valley Parkway is a very long road. It's so long they called it the road to nowhere in the past. But they was going up and down that road to see if he was somehow stuck on the side of the road. That is not going into the Sonoran Desert. When I got more information, as information was coming in my investigation, I found out that no, he went missing in the Sonoran Desert. He went off, not on Sun Valley Parkway, is off of Sun Valley Parkway down in the desert. They did not go in the desert. I asked Officer Cruz once I found the information out, can they send a helicopter out? He said they cannot. It's nighttime, but they'll do it first thing in the morning. Very relieved. But when the first day in the morning came, the other Officer Haley, I believe his name was, took over. He ended up telling me the same thing. Yeah, they're going to have someone go out there and look for him helicopter-wise. But then he called back and said it was unauthorized. It was canceled and unauthorized because his higher-ups said it's unauthorized because Daniel's a grown man. He can disappear if he wants to. That caused me to leave my home and get to Arizona fast as I could because I recognize from my history dealing with certain types of law enforcement officers and their language, I can tell they wasn't motivated to do anything for my son. So I had to do it myself. And that's what caused me to be in Arizona. So just wanted to point that out. Also, like I said, because the law enforcement refuses to take the physical evidence of foul play that I gave them, Daniel's justice has been hampered. I've hired a private investigator who did a damn good job on that, finding information about what happened to that Jeep, you guys. Everything you know about this case. If you guys say here on some of these other social media platforms, and they talk about some of this information, deep information about the red transplay or the miles or the vehicle cranked up and why it do this, it did not come. All the information you guys heard or know do not come from law enforcement. Law enforcement didn't contribute anything to finding any type of answer to Daniel's case. Only thing they did, they went out to the scene, put everything in the evidence bag, took a bunch of pictures, took everything in the evidence bag, or rolled around, because you can look at they on footage. They got a couple officers riding around in the desert. Some walked on their little foot, a couple of them walked on the foot, and they called that a search. And not being critical and criticizing, they may not have the manpower or what the case may be, but they could have asked. They can reach out to other law enforcement agencies like we see in these other cases. They could have reached out to the public, like I was already doing these public searches with hundreds of volunteers ready and willing to work with law enforcement to go out together and do this work. But they decided not to. That's what I'm saying, you guys. So again, because law enforcement refused to take the physical evidence of foul play that Chief Hall was on CNN claiming that they can't make up, which they don't have to make up because it's right there smack in his face. He just didn't want to utilize it. When they found out it, like I said, once we gave them that information, you guys, about the foul play information, the hard physical evidence of foul play, they stopped talking to me as family. That's when, to be honest with you guys, that's when our relationship really went sour. the Buckeye Police Department and myself. Whenever they start not talking to the family because we have proven, giving them hard physical evidence that there are theories that Daniel wanted to join a monastery, become a monk, or he had some brain injuries, called him, shred his clothes, and went out in the desert and got ate up by an animal or something. All those theories was dismissed because of hard physical evidence. They didn't like that. They stopped talking to me, and they waited about 2 months later and hired their own private investigator just to try to rebut those things that we found, which is ludicrous, you guys. You got to think about how desperate that really is when you hire someone who have not even seen Daniel's vehicle, never seen it, never physically touched it, but somehow made a full report as if he did, right? Of what he's saying, how the crash happened, without actually examining the vehicle damage. He seeing for pictures, because whatever picture they gave him, they told me that was all the pictures of that vehicle they took on that scene. I have them. I can tell you guys, each of those pictures would not, an expert would not be able to look at those things, because I'm going to use an example. We have one content creator in the past was on there and say, hey, I don't know if this is the same Dane's vehicle, for instance, because he looked at a picture that was taken and say, I don't see the red transfer paint on this picture, but on this picture is the red transfer paint. But it's because the camera angle of the camera, where the fold of that ripple of that vehicle, it was hiding that red transfer paint. So if you take a picture from an angle going back this way, you'll see the red transfer paint if you go forward. But if you go at this angle, you would not be able to see it. So what I'm saying is, you got a man who's saying he's a professional and put his whole career out for Buckeye Police Department, saying he's such a great expert, utilizing pictures that could be, deceiving. You got depth perception and all that you got to accomplish to get over and all that kind of stuff that would determine things that my investigator seen. He physically touched it, he physically examined things, physically measured things, and came up with the conclusion he's an acidic reconstructionist himself. And this guy have never touched it, but made a full report about something he never seen. And also, to me, the insult to injury, you guys, is when he went to a dealership. He didn't go to the manufacturers. And I'm telling you the reason why, my belief is why he didn't go to manufacturers, because he know what the manufacturers would say, the ones who actually made that vehicle. He went to some dealership, and the way I see it in my brain, he knocked on some dude's shoulders at the dealership, mechanic or not. He just happened to be some worker, career janitor or something. Say, hey, what you think these miles? These think miles and mesh and this thing? Yeah, it happens all the time. We got it, and he wrote it down in the police report. That's the way I look at it, right? Because it's no, if you really was serious about getting the right information, if this is a disparity or this or that, if they match up or not, you would go to the manufacturers. You do a really in-depth. You have that. You're getting paid by the state using taxpayer money. You need to go out and get this information from the source, the people who actually made the vehicle, and find out. And the reason why they didn't, the Buckeye Police Department didn't, that investigator didn't, because they know the manufacturer would have said, no, they do match. They come together because they'll say it's a flaw, and they're not going to have a flaw. It's a flaw. These engineers made this vehicle to do what it's supposed to do. It's never off, because it'll be a recall. There's no recall on that vehicle for that matter. And that's the reason why they definitely would not want to go to the manufacturers. They would go to a dealership and talk to a janitor or something, to give them, they probably talk like 10 people until they heard one say, oh yeah, here you go. I don't know. But the thing is, I'm saying the guy never seen the vehicle, never touched it, never smelled it, never tasted it, and yet made a full report about something he have never seen. I call it hearsay, you guys. Court of law, that is called hearsay. Hearsay testimony. There's something he hearing from third party and information he got from third party. All right. So again, because law enforcement refuses to take the physical evidence of foul play I gave them, Daniel's justice has been hampered. We're at this stuck place right now. I'm still holding on to DNA evidence, you guys. I'm still holding to forensics evidence. I'm still holding to the vehicle with all kind of other evidence that can be explored as well. You know what I'm saying? So, that's a failure in law enforcement. That goes for the Maricopa County as well as the Buckeye Police Department, because they have just as much as jurisdiction in this case as well. They have some jurisdictional responsibilities to what's happening in my son's case, as well as DPS, Department of Public Safety in Arizona. So they all play some parts to make sure this thing happened the correct way. I have a solution, you guys, and I've been doing the solution. I've been talking about it for the last few weeks, and that's why I'm going over it over and over again, because it's very important to me, and it's important to me being able to get the justice I really believe that I can get for Daniel. I have that solution to this problem. I am demanding that the Buckeye Police Department release my son's case to an outside agency that will bring results. And I know, you know what I'm saying, I know that I can get it. Because don't think you guys, they say, oh yeah, they get together and they talk in each other's ear and say, yeah, we're gonna move this case over and this and that, so to shut this man's mouth up. No, it is not just that way either. You guys, what I'm saying is definitely would like to have that case moved over, because I know it'll be in better hands and it actually would get things moving forward. But I'm not going to sit by the wayside and think that somehow I'm not going to want to be able to help law enforcement be able to make sure that things are actually being done. In my son's case, I've been neglecting my duty as a father to make sure that my son is getting the justice that he deserves. But I do know that I really have faith in getting this case moved over will make a big difference into finding out exactly what happened to my son. Because as time going by, guys, it's going on 2 years, more and more time go by, as I'm telling law enforcement causing it to be worse. And I think that's the reason why a lot of families go through more years of their loved one missing, is because the way law enforcement act on their case. Slow moving, nonchalant about it, passing the buck to each other, not want to step on another blue's toes, don't want to hurt the other blue's feeling, will try to make the other blue look good, and forgetting all the time about the family and the family and the people they're serving to, they sworn to serve and to protect. I'm demanding that the Buckeye Police Department release my son's case to an outside agency that will bring results. Since my son went missing, the Buckeye Police Department has not found anything to bring us closer to answers. I'm telling you guys, they've been stopping, trying to stop those answers, in my opinion. They have never brought anything to bring us closer to find out what happened to my son. They can't even name one thing. I can name several, many things. Everything, like I said, again, you guys know about my son's case came from my efforts. I did not have available cell phone pings that I asked for initially, my daughter and I, or the traffic camera footage my daughter and I asked for, nor do they have the location of the Uconnect, the vehicle by the Uconnect that my daughter and I asked for. They told me it was all magically zero grids, that type stuff. Magically, they can't get the cell phone pings, and magically, Daniel was riding around with a cloaked vehicle the entire time he moved to Arizona, because they cannot find any footage ever him driving in Arizona. And magically, the day before he went missing at the Waffle House, they magically didn't get video footage. They saying they only got still pictures they took with their little cell phones or something, which I backtrack on that. And the manager said they do not give law enforcement pictures. They give them a video. They had to go to Atlanta and they can get these copies as well to the their main location. So magically, they also have still pictures of what happened at the gas station, magically with blurred picture, you know what I'm saying, that type stuff. So I'm saying is everything I see coming out of the Buckeye Police Department seems like it's designed to hinder the going forward of Daniel's case than to help it go forward. So that's the problem that we're having as well. Everything that can help find Daniel seems to be conveniently blocked by the Buckeye Police Department. Now they are blocking other agencies that can help, that may be able to help. I've been asking, I said Chief Larry Hall. Let me see, I'm gonna go back, you guys. I don't know why I lost my track of place here, but I sent Chief Larry Hall a message and a letter and asked them to put my son's case over to the Maricopa County. I'll be honest, I lost faith in that department, as well as the Maricopa County had that jurisdiction. Also need to have fresh eyes in my son's case, etc. Now they are blocking other agencies that may be helping. So we will fight this outcome. So you guys, thank you again for listening on this. As you can tell, I'm losing my voice, so bear in there with me, you guys. If you guys have any questions, anything, please hit me up in this comment section, And, just start off with the question mark, the word question, a capital letter Q. And as I'm coming down the comment section, I will be able to respond and see those questions. I want to get a few in before I get off of here tonight. Again, thank you guys for joining in. Thank you, Anissa, for the super chat. I really appreciate it. God bless you for that, and your constant love. Welcome returning viewers and new viewers. We appreciate you taking the time out to hear about Daniel's case. If you want to learn more, please visit this website. Please have finddaniel.com. Thank you, Anissa, for putting it up. And by the way, thanks so much for moderating as well. I truly appreciate you. Also, let's see who else I got here. All right. I have Catering Winch. Thanks so much, Lord. We pray that the authorities go your way in their daily duties. Please hear our prayers. Yes. And I would like to, and I'm glad you put that, Catering Winch. I would love to say great things about law enforcement because you know what? Law enforcement do great work because we definitely need law enforcement because, hey, look, somebody break your house. Who you going to call? You call law enforcement, right? Somebody steals something, you call law enforcement need, and they put their life on the line a lot. So I'm telling you guys, so I appreciate it and I'm grateful for law enforcement. At the same time, with the same breath, I told you guys I'm not anti-police. I'm anti-police corruption and everything else. Bad policing. I'm anti that. Especially in my son's case, I have to be. My son is my priority for any father to defend his family. That's what we have to do. We have to be hard. I don't give a damn. Excuse my expression. I hope my mom not watching. I don't care about their feelings. I do not care about their feelings. Do your job. Nobody care about my feelings. I was over there in Afghanistan. We did our job. So do our job. Feelings don't matter. Do your job and do it right. And that's all I care about. So I love to say something nice. Jennifer, thanks so much for being here. Prayer for a successful outcome for you and your family. Praying for Daniel. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate that. Again, you guys, also, I want to put this out real quick before I go on. If you guys here for the first time, please hit a like, share, and subscribe button before you leave. That will help out this algorithm to keep the story going out a lot farther. I'm trying to get the story out as far as I can, you guys. Trying to get this channel to grow so I can be able to help other families as well. So definitely, please, if you have that moment, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Like I said, that will help. Nisha, thank you so much. You put a smile on my face. This is one of my friends, my personal friends. I really appreciate you for chiming in this evening. It's good to see your name out here on this channel. So I really appreciate you showing up on the Facebook side and showing your love. I truly appreciate you. Thank you so much again for being here. And like I said, you put that smile on my face. I haven't seen your name in a while. I really thank you. Thank you. Outside of this whole thing, my son went missing. I know you years before all of this. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here. Sands, thank you so much for being here as well. And coming in again, your constant support. Good evening to you. Thank you, T and Wildflower again. I truly appreciate you. And we'll see here. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate you for being here. And like I say, everything you do as well, and your constant love and your constant support. Thank you so much again for helping out in every way you can. I want to see here one thing. Okay, I see a comment here. Thank you, Swans, ONG, Swan Song. I just think that's what that says. Thank you for being here, Swan Song. I don't always have the time to watch your lives, but I'll always make sure to like them, to show support and boost its chances of being seen. Thinking of you and your family and your son. Thanks so much. I really appreciate that. And that's truly a blessing. Like I told you guys, everything. I don't care what it is, you guys, just like Swan Song said. I don't care if it's hit a like button or even if you don't do anything, you outside unheard or unseen, and you're giving a prayer. I truly appreciate each and every one. You give us some good thoughts and bring some good energy. I really appreciate it as well. Everything. I mean, every little thing counts in this efforts. I have people in other countries. They say, hey, I wish I was there in Arizona. All thing I could do is pray. All thing I could do is encourage. Thank you. I need that encouragement as well. So thank you so much for everything literally that you guys have been doing, everything you guys do. Like I said, it means a lot to me and my family. So I really, really encourage those. So thank you so much for saying that swan song. I want to get the names right. But thanks so much for coming in and do that. I want to give you guys one more thing before those who probably been here for the first time leave. I'm going to share my channel on my website, pleasehelpfinddaniel.com. You guys go to pleasehelpfinddaniel.com and you get the information that I was speaking about on the mail-in protest. Just go to this is the main page here, you guys, the front page here. Of course, a couple of things that you guys can see here. That's the sign the petition. I still need people to sign this petition because it helps every time I have things I have to do with law enforcement as well. You can volunteer to search if I'm having a search, and that will be coming up hopefully sometime this summer. You guys, I have a specialized search that I'm trying to do as well as a search in the area that we did before. And this is the donate button, of course. You guys, I thank you guys for all your support. I would never have made it this far financially if it wasn't your guys' help. So I really appreciate that. Also, this is events tab when I had things like the Day of Remembrance and I had the candlelight visuals. As I'm doing right now, I have the mail-in protest, but I don't have it in the events tab. But the next event that we have will be posted in the events tab. Also, volunteer in other ways tab. You guys, this tab right here is definitely a very important one as well for those who live outside of the country. For instance, you click on that and this page will come up, none search volunteer, sign up. You guys, all the information is here to find out what your skill sets are and things like that. Because I do have the Daniel Robinson Foundation as well as, again, I've been talking about this for over a year, I know, but we really, really want to make sure we put people in key places whenever that time comes and, be able to help and stuff like that. Also, along with the biggest part is also with my efforts to find my son, because I do need some help in certain areas. So I would like to see some of those, and my team would be able to look at that, and we put some things together. Also, you guys, we have the print your own print the flyers. I'm asking you guys, if you can, go to pleasehelpfinddaniel.com. pleasehelpfinddaniel@yahoo.com and request those flyers, guys. If you can request those flyers, we have some sent to you. But like I said, if you want to help out by printing those flyers out yourself, you just go to this website, pleasehelpfinddaniel.com, and you can print these out yourself. Just hit the print tab, and the PDF will come up here where you can have those flyers printed out. I keep saying it over again. I'd like them to be in the postcard side because it's more convenient for those who want to put it in their pocket. But I definitely would take it anyway, you guys. You can print it out and have it passed out to people to bring awareness about my son's case. That is very important. That's the most important part of it all. So thank you again for paying attention to that. But this is the weekly mail-in protest area. You come down and you see here, please download your PDFs for your mail-in protest. Of course, these are the templates in a sense, or pictures, you could say, of what you guys would be sending, for instance, in the mail to these agencies. All right, and of course, one of them is a letter to directly to Chief Hall, Larry Hall, the Buckeye Police Department. This is the address you'll be sending to him. Of course, the date is different on your PDF, but this is the what you will be sending to him. Also, the other things here are what I call mail stuffers. They can be sent out at any time, you guys. They don't have to go out with the letters or the FOIA requests. They can go out all the time. You know what I'm saying? You guys don't even need a return address if you're sending it out. I would like to have those letters sent out. You guys don't have to worry about return address. Just kind of flood them in with these mail stuffers. So that's what they look like. Of course, you guys, if you come down on the page, pleasehelpfinddaniel.com, you will see the PDFs here. That's the stuff here up here, lined up here, you guys. Each one of them will be, this would be, for instance, one of the mail stuffers, you know what I'm saying, that you guys would print out here and send it off to the address you see below here. Please mail in your PDFs to the address you see here below. You guys, Buckeye Police Department, that's the address, Chief Larry Hall, Maricopa County Sheriff's Office to Sheriff and Zone. You get to send all these things out to these addresses here, except for the PDF and except for the letters. I'm sorry, except for the letters and except for the FOIA requests, you guys. The mail-in letters you see right here, the PDFs and the FOIA and jurisdictional change requests, those have an address on those letters. That's where you need to send those address those envelopes to, is what I'm saying. That's the only thing that's different. Other than that, everything else, you guys, if you can, to send it to the address you see here. Like I said, for instance, those letters have their own address that you'll be sending to. For instance, this dated April 25th, I need to update that. But other than that, you guys, this is directly to Chief Larry Hall. This is a letter that's going directly to him, so it may have the same address that you guys see on the website, like I said on that bottom, but that's going directly to him. You may want to return, of course, address for that one letter. Of course, for this right here, it's up to you guys who want to return address and stuff like that. But this is all a FOIA request. The address for the FOIA request, Record Department, Department of Records for Tempe, as well as the public records request for Maricopa County, and then Buckeye Records Division. And these are the addresses that you're doing these FOIA requests for. So that's the difference, you guys. So we see these letters. Just go by the address you see at the top. That way you can never get it wrong with these, because they need to go. The other ones, like I say, the FOIAs go to the record department outside of this address here. So thank you again, guys. I just wanted to point that out to you and make sure that I'm being clear on, how the mail-in protest works. Because what it does is make sure that Daniel's case is not going cold. It shows public interest, as well as is putting that pressure on them, as while I'm doing some things in the background. It's helping me in my efforts, what I'm doing in the background. But like I said, it keeps that public attention to keep that case from going cold, because it's not a cold case, you guys. Just because you don't see law enforcement doing some things to move things forward in a way, I'm doing things to try to move things forward. But, don't mean it's a cold case. There's a lot of information in my son's case that need to be explored, a lot of leads that could be explored. And I'm just trying to get law enforcement to take on to those things. So, of course, I'm working. I'm not being patient. I can't be patient. My son's life may be at stake. I can't be patient on it. I had to keep pushing. And so I'm asking you guys to help me along. If you guys have any more questions, I will take those. If not, I will be getting off the Q&A off this channel, of this hub live shortly. But I want to tell you again, thank you so much for coming in this evening just to hear me out, just to join in and show your support. Thank you for sharing my son's story. Please, guys, please help find Daniel at yahoo.com. You can request, like I said, those flyers. We'll send them out to you. If you can do that, we get those flyers out. Also, don't forget the tip line for those who know exactly or have direct information about what happened to my son. 24 hours, 7 days a week, live operator, take a call. You can also remain anonymous. If you don't want to talk to anybody, you can just text the word tip to the same number, and you still can remain anonymous by filling out that form. And also, like I said again, flyer distribution. Please help find Daniel at yahoo.com and send in your request. Also, this is my direct information, 803-200-7994, cell phone, public cell phone number, email address. Please help find Daniel at yahoo.com. And I really thank you guys for everything you do, everything you have done, and everything you do. So I'll see you on the next live, you guys. I'll try to make sure there's going to be some differences, some little changes in the live. But of course, one of the things is not going to be called a Q&A anymore, you guys. That's one thing for sure. But I'm putting some things together to try to make sure this channel is more inclusive and be able to help the families as they come on and share their stories. So thank you so much again. I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and I'll see you next time. God bless you.